The Royal Canadian Legion has launched its annual Poppy campaign. This year, the organization is looking to make it easier than ever to support veterans and to learn the stories of fallen soldiers. Joining us now to discuss the initiative is Najma Bond from the Royal Canadian Legion. Najma, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks so much, Fiz. I appreciate it.
Okay, so there are thousands of Poppy boxes across the country. Can you talk to us about how the money raised this time of year is being used to support Canadian veterans?
Absolutely, Fiza. So at this time of the year, Canadians, Torontonians, everyone across the country is extremely generous, and they donate close to $20 million every year. And those funds that are raised locally, they stay local, and they go into a range of programs that help our veterans and their families and communities. And one example is our service officers that we have across the country. Any veteran can go into a Legion branch, they don't have to be a member, and they can receive help for emergency funding. They can be connected to services they might need, that sort of thing. We also have programs that we support, such as Operation Leave the Streets Behind. And that's a way for us to partner with the community, get out and find veterans who may be homeless and try to connect them to the services they need. So those are a couple of examples of the things that happen with the donations that occur at this time of the year.
We know that money is staying local here, but we do know that there's a growing number of people who don't carry cash with them. Has that presented a challenge to fundraising efforts?
Well, over the past few years, we did realize that. And so a few years ago, we pioneered a new kind of an electronic box. It's a tap and donate box. So people can use their tap enabled device to then go to one of these electronic boxes and tap to donate. So $2, $5, or $10 donations, or any combination thereof. And these boxes, we have 1,000 this year, and they're in different locations, retail locations across the country, and also in HSBC banks. So as we see how this goes, and if people are using it, and they are, but if it continues to grow, then we'll grow the number of boxes that also we have across the country.
There's also a digital component here to the Poppy campaign this year, where you have Canadians being able to read the stories of some of our fallen soldiers. Can you speak to us about how that works and what people can expect?
Absolutely. So the initiative is called poppystories.ca. And so you can go to that website. You can take your enabled phone, your smartphone, and you can then scan a lapel poppy. And when you scan that poppy, up will come stories of fallen Canadian veterans. And really, Fiza, it's a way for people to connect more deeply with our veterans, find out a little bit about where they served, their passions, their family, their situation. And this year, we pioneered 50 new veterans. This is the 75th anniversary of the first UN peacekeeping mission. So the 50 veterans that are added this year are all peacekeepers. And there are a range of really interesting stories, and we encourage people to do that.
Wow, I'm looking forward to hearing some of those stories. You're also encouraging people to take part in a 2-minute moment of silence this November 11th. So talk to us about some of the ways that we can support veterans, not only during Remembrance Day, but maybe all year round.
Well, on Remembrance Day itself, it's really important, no matter where you are, to take those 2 minutes of silence and think deeply about the veterans who have served our country and what it means to you. Perhaps you have a veteran in your family, or you have a friend, or even if you don't. Again, the Poppy Stories Initiative is one way where you can use your smartphone and scan your poppy at poppystories.ca and find a little bit more information about veterans. So that gives you a way to connect more deeply with them. But throughout the year, there are all sorts of ways you can also remember. Sometimes it's just noticing a veteran on the street and going up to him or her and saying, thank you for your service. It's also going on to legion.ca and learning a little bit more about the history. There are initiatives that we have with schools whereby children are learning more a little bit about our military history. So there are really a range of things that you can do throughout the year to say thanks.
There are so many ways that Canadians can get involved. Najma, thank you so much for taking the time to join us.
Thanks so much.
That's Najma Bond from the Royal Canadian Legion.